Equal shares. We're going to talk about equal shares. So equal shares in this case is when we cover rectangles with equal sized squares. It's like when we're trying to break something, a shape in this case, into equal parts. So take a look at this rectangle. It's been divided into 3 equal shares, or 3 equal parts, shares or parts. So how many squares are in each share? So let's say that you and 2 of your friends, so the 3 of you, we're going to share this rectangle. How many pieces would each of you get? Well, let's take a look. We have a blue share, a yellow share, and a pink share. So how many is in each of those? Well, there's 5 blue shares, there's 5 yellow shares, and there's 5 pink shares. So how many are in each share? 5. There's 5 pieces in each share. Now I'm going to show you 4 different triangles, and they've all been divided into parts. But I want you to pick out the one that's been divided into 3 equal shares. Again, think about what we just did. If you and 2 of your friends, so the 3 of you, want to split up this rectangle equally, which of these are divided so that you can split them up equally? I'll give you a second to count the colors up and take a look. You can pause this video if you have to. So what I like to do when I'm trying to figure it out is start by counting the pieces. So let's start with A here. Well, A only has 2 pink pieces. So I don't think that that one's broken into equal shares because whoever got the pink one would only get 2. So I don't even have to count how many of the other colors there are. Let's go to B. Well, B has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pinks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's got 5 blues, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellows. So that one looks pretty good. Let's just make sure that the rest of these don't have, that there's not more than one correct answer. So on C down here, blue has 1, 2, 3, 4, and yellow has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one's not it because the person that got blue would get a lot less than the person that got the yellow. And let's come on over here. On this one, on D, there's 1, 2, 3 yellows and 1, 2, 3, 4 blues. So we can stop right there because they're not equal. I don't even have to count the pinks because I know that I automatically know that we won't be getting the same amount. So our answer should be B. B is the one that you and your 2 friends would want if you wanted the same amount of squares each. Let's take a look at a little bit of vocabulary. 2 words, columns and rows. This should look familiar to you. We did this when we talked about arrays back before winter break. If you don't remember what an array is, remember that's when we put our pieces into rows and columns. I don't know how many people remember that, but we did this back before Christmas, and we talked about rows and columns. So just to recap, a column goes up and down this way, and a row goes left and right this way. Rows are horizontal, meaning that they go left and right, back and forth, and columns are vertical, meaning that they go up and down. You don't need to know horizontal and vertical. although those are the correct math words. Really, I just want you to focus on row and column and know that rows go left and right, columns go up and down. That's really the most important part. So, when I wrote over it, here, if I were to add by rows to find the number of squares, I would add 5 plus 5 plus 5 because there's 5 in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if there are 5 in each row, I would do 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. Now I can do the same thing for columns. For columns, there's 3 in each column. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I could add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, and I would get 15. You'll notice that it's the same amount as we counted before when we counted 5 plus 5 plus 5. This is just another way of doing it. In this case, I'm counting the columns, and in just before we counted the rows. Let's practice finding the number of rows and columns. So how many rows does this rectangle have? Well, I drew it out for you here. So we have 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. So 3 rows, and how many columns? Remember, columns go up and down. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So this rectangle has 3 rows and 4 columns. Pictures. How many rows and how many columns? 2 rows, 1, 2, and 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Okay, let's practice this one. How many rows and how many columns? Well, we have 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. How many rows? Oh, we have 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And then we also have 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 rows, 4 columns. How many rows? How many columns? Oh, this one has 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. And it has 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ticket. I want you to draw on a piece of paper a rectangle that's made up of 6 equal squares. However you want to draw it, 6 equal squares. And send that to me in a message. Good job.